Iron Man is one of the smartest guys in the Marvel Universe, has all the resources in the world at disposal, and is famous for building his Buster armors. Hulkbuster, Thor-Buster, he's even built a Phoenix Force Buster and Celestial Buster before. But today, well, I want to present Tony with a different kind of challenge. If he had all the time and resources and everything before him, could he take down DC's version of the Avengers, the Justice League? Heroes like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Well, today, that's what we're going to find out. Wonder Woman is such a hard hero to beat. Because while she's arguably just as powerful as Superman, she comes with none of the weaknesses to stuff like kryptonite or magic, and is a better fighter and has better weapons too. But I don't think it's impossible. Because Tony's a lot of different things up his sleeve here. And that doesn't even include just building a Wonder Woman Buster, because that doesn't really work anyways. It definitely doesn't involve Tony seducing her, because I don't think him or his little buddy would survive that experience. With Extremis by his side, Tony was actually able to restore Daredevil's eyesight. So it makes sense that he could possibly take away Wonder Woman's eyesight, her hearing, her other senses too. I mean, Batman came up with a device that gave Diana a headache one time. That was pretty effective. Why couldn't Tony do basically the same thing? Only catch is, this isn't enough to put Wonder Woman down. She's actually pretty dangerous even without her senses. So then unleash the Adamantium Sentinels. These Stark Sentinels were designed with the ability to counter a hero's specific strengths, before bathing them in PIM particles, shrinking them down, then actually trapping the hero inside of themselves. This even worked on guys like Thor, Hulk, and Hyperion. It'll work on Wonder Woman too. All else fails, just throw an army of Iron Man suits at her. This worked against the Avengers, ought to work against Wonder Woman as well. Now here's one that I'm actually pretty excited about. Because on one hand, I actually really like the idea of an Iron Man Green Lantern fight. I think that's a good showdown, even if Hal takes it in the end. But the reason I'm excited about it is because Tony is a pretty obvious way to take down Green Lantern. Same way he took down Emma Frost. Microscopic telepathic tasers. The more that Emma thought, the harder that she was shot. And she breathed in just about 17,000 of them, all in an instant. Now, tell me, how does Green Lantern create his energy constructs? What's the basis behind his whole power? Concentration.
No buttons. I assume it works off concentration.
How'd you do that?
You weren't concentrating.
He's got to think of what he wants to create before he can even create it. So if Tony can stop that in its tracks, well then he's going to win. No way around it. Now, just like Iron Man versus Green Lantern, this is another fight that I really like the idea of. But unlike Tony versus Hal, I think Iron Man can actually beat Aquaman more times than not, as long as he keeps his distance and plays it smart. But in a prep fight, well, I think the obvious thing to do is simply dehydrate him. Take Arthur out of the fight that way. But if that doesn't work, well then Tony could depower Aquaman other ways. He's come up with a genetic disruptor that was able to depower both the New Avengers and the Dark Avengers. Came up with spin tech that was able to depower people like She-Hulk, Abomination. Is even implied to have worked on World War Hulk. So what about Cyborg? Well, this might actually be the easiest one for Iron Man to take down, believe it or not. Iron Man is one of the best hackers in the universe. Hacking into Dr. Doom's tech, hacking the High Evolutionary's tech, and he's actually just a straight-up technopath at this point. When it comes to technology, Iron Man can do just about anything and everything. On top of that, it's not like Cyborg hasn't been taken down this way in the past. In fact, Batman has devised tech and plans to take Cyborg out this way on a few different occasions. And if Batman can do it, well then a guy like Iron Man, who's pretty much better at tech in every possible way, should be able to do it too. Honestly, Flash might be the hardest guy to take down on this list. Because for starters, like Wonder Woman, he doesn't have any obvious and exploitable weaknesses. And on top of that, the guy is just so freaking fast. He's easily the fastest man in the DC universe. And the problem for whenever you fight against Barry is that the fight might be over before you even realize a fight is happening. That being said, though, I think there are a few ways that Tony can approach it. First off, this is probably the most simple, but definitely the most expensive route. It's just upgrading the suit until it's fast enough to compete with Flash. Batman actually did this before with the Justice-Buster. And no doubt about it, Tony is definitely a better inventor than Bruce. I mean, the bleeding edge suit is still considered to be advanced technology centuries into the future, and Reed Richards considers Tony to be the better builder out of the two, arguably making Tony the best builder in all of Marvel. Basically, if Batman can do this, Iron Man can do it too. Probably do it easier. But I think he's got some other options but doesn't want to go down that route. One way is through cold. Iron Man can build an upgraded version of Captain Cold's cold gun. Maybe even create a cold aura surrounding him so that Flash couldn't even get close. If Snart can do it, why can't Stark? And then finally, well, Iron Man could go the route that Batman did in Tower Babel. Any attack that's coming his way, if Flash doesn't dodge it, well, he'll just vibrate right through it. But what if the attack vibrates with him? Well, that's what happened when Barry got shot in the neck of a Vibra bullet. Started having seizures at the speed of light. Basically, it would be real difficult, but I think there are a few ways for Iron Man to beat the Flash here. Now this one is pretty simple. 2 genius, billionaire, playboy philanthropist.
I'm a full-on rapist, you know? Africans, dyslexics, children, that sort of thing.
Just that one's dressed up like a bat. The other's in a suit of armor that was designed to be able to fight against Thor, Hulk, and Thanos. I'm taking Iron Man in that fight every single time. Batman needs time to repair and plan beforehand, build his own suit of armor. In this scenario, he's not going to be given that time. Iron Man catches Batman on patrol one night and it's all over. I think the best that Batman could hope to do would just be run away. Or, a nice way of putting it, do a tactical retreat. Plan out his next step. But more often than not, if Iron Man really wants to take him down right then and there, well then Batman is going to go down right then and there. That Iron Man suit, just on a whole other level. Martian Manhunter, arguably the most powerful member of this team. He's as strong as Superman, has telepathic powers on par with Professor X, can shapeshift and control every part of his body at will. The guy can do just about anything. But we've actually already been over a few ways that Iron Man could take him down. With Martian Manhunter's telepathy, those microscopic telepathic tasers sure will come in handy, but I think John could phase through them or shapeshift around them. He could try and trap John in one of those Stark Sentinels. They have trapped the likes of Hulk, Thor, and Hyperion, but then again, there's that phasing. Martian Manhunter can just walk right on out. I really think the easiest route here is just simply fire. Douse John with the right chemicals, throw a lighter near him, that's all there is to it. That's all she wrote. And then finally, we got Superman. Strongest hero in DC, toughest hero in DC, but he's also got the most obvious weaknesses. Kryptonite, red sun radiation. If Tony's able to get his hands on those two things, well then I think he might be able to build the best Superman Buster armor that we've ever seen. Launch out Kryptonite Repulsor Blast, fire Red Sun Unibeam, and build the armor out of something like adamantium or vibranium. I think Iron Man could take down Superman. So there we have it. Those are just some of the ways that Iron Man can take down the Justice League. But what do y'all think? Do you think that Tony can beat this team? Sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure that like button, subscribe button, turn notifications, join the Fanco army, and I will see y'all next time.